In the waiting, I see three things happening. The Lord is protecting you. He's instilling inside of you that you are going to remember where you came from. And three, he's laying a foundation. In Exodus chapter 23, verse 29, the Israelites are about to enter into that region of Israel. And there are people in this region that need to get driven out. That's the context. In verse 29, it says this, and this is the Lord speaking to those Israelites. I will not drive them out from before you in 1 year. These people that are occupying the land, I'm not going to drive them out in 1 year. Lest the land become desolate and the beasts of the field become too numerous for you. Little by little, I will drive them out from before you until you have increased and you inherit the land. Little by little, he drove those people out so the Israelites could enter in. Little by little. And I think some of us, for the things that we are contending for, and I'm really zoning into like a godly dream that you're running after. Sometimes he's not going to give it to us right away because it really could destroy us. So this breakthrough, this thing that we're contending for, it might be given to us little by little, but it's because he's safeguarding us. So then when that breakthrough comes, when that thing we're contending for comes, we know how to steward it and we know how to handle it. So that was point one. He's safeguarding us. Number two, I want you to go to Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 14. He's again talking to the Israelites and he says, when your heart is lifted up and you forget the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. So I'm just going to pause right there. He's telling them, I brought you out of that land of Egypt. I brought you out of bondage. But I don't want you to forget what I did for you. Because what's going to happen if they forget? What's going to happen if they forget? They're going to get their eyes off of God. He goes on. He's expanding more on just what he did for them. He brought them out of the wilderness. He brought them through and gave them manna, things like that. We're going to scroll down to verse 17. And he says, then you say in your heart, my power and my might of my hand have gained me this wealth. If they forget what God did for them, God was the one that got them out of Egypt. God was the one that got them into that land of Israel. And if they forget it was God, they will have pride. And they will think they did it. And so I believe in the waiting, he's making us remember. I mean, he can't make us. We have free will. I think he's trying to instill inside of us the importance of remembering. We have to remember where we came from. We have to remember the season of the waiting. We have to remember the heaviness we have felt. We have to remember the bondage that we've been in that we are getting out of. But we can't forget it was the Lord that brought us up and out. We cannot forget. So I believe in the waiting, he's instilling us this dependency on him and a knowing that was always him, and we'll always know that inside of us so we don't do what we just read. We cannot, when that breakthrough comes, we cannot think it was us. In the name and the blood of Jesus. The third point, we're going to go to Psalms 27. And it says in verse 14, wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. In the waiting, he is strengthening us. And that root word of courage is hazak. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but it can mean, there's a lot of definitions. Here's a few of them. It means to grow, be secure, grow strong, make firm, to strengthen. All of these would be in the Lord. In the waiting, we are getting strengthened in him. In the waiting, we're learning our identity. In the waiting, we're learning spiritual warfare. In the waiting, we're remembering. In the waiting, we're growing strong in him. We're getting all these God tools. We're laying a foundation. We're laying a foundation so strong and so deep that when the breakthrough comes, we stay grounded and we don't waver. We don't waver. We are like the three little pigs, yes, who had the house. Wasn't it the three pigs and the wolf? Oh my gosh, is it the three little pigs? Oh my gosh, remember the childhood story about the house? There was hay, and there was like sticks, and then there was brick. Well, whatever it was, there was a wolf, right? And he came to blow down the house, and the hay blew down, the sticks blew down, but the brick house didn't fall over. We want to be the brick house. We need to be so rooted in him. All right. That was a little devotional for the evening or the day, whenever you watch this. I'll put the Bible verses in the comment section. Bye, guys.